Cool. Yeah. Alright, we gonna get into the macros in a second. Couple of contemplations as the day winds down. I switched it up like I said I was gonna, and put an emphasis on getting more carbohydrates into my diet, and it yielded pretty positive results, all things considered. Since I don't know, I think this is day 23 of my deficit consistently, 1700 calorie deficit, and this is the most energy I felt this entire cut. One thing that I don't normally do, and it's definitely something that I'm considering making more of a practice of, is breaking up my meals. So today I had a total of 4 meals. I broke my fast at 10 o'clock with oatmeal and a banana with peanut butter powder mixed into it. It was delicious. Highly recommend. Then I waited 3 hours, so 10, 11, 12. I ate again at 1 o'clock, and my next meal was from this place called Flame Broiler, and it was basically 5.5 ounces of chicken on top of a bed of vegetables. I left out the emphasis on carbohydrates for that particular meal because I felt that the amount of carbohydrates I had to break my fast, I didn't really need more. Here's where it gets cool though. 2 hours later, so go from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I went back to Flame Broiler, got another 5.5 ounces of chicken breast on top of a bed of white rice and veggies. And that's when it started being like, okay, this is great. Because normally at around 3 o'clock, I experienced my first dip in energy, my first serious dip in energy. And right when it was starting, right at the moment where it's like something happened and I started feeling sluggish, it was time for me to eat. And I didn't eat so much because normally when a person eats food, especially when it's carbohydrates, you eat and then you slow down. Your body starts digesting the food, you get lethargic, you get sluggish as a result of the increase in calories that your body is now processing. However, that third meal at 3 o'clock, I was already feeling tired, and then getting that inflow of carbohydrates, it gave me more energy, and it was great. So I finished that meal and I was able to get back to work. And then I had my fourth and final meal at 5:30ish, so another 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I finished my eating period. It went from 10 o'clock a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And when I went back to Flame Broiler, I went back to the same somewhat fast food restaurant 3 times. Very healthy fast food. We're literally talking about like chicken and beef on top of rice and veggies. So it's extremely straightforward. They give you a teriyaki sauce or a hot sauce if you want some additional flavor. So after getting that my third time at 5:30, I'm feeling fucking great. This time it was more chicken, 5.5 ounces, and instead of white rice, which I had done at 3 o'clock, I did brown rice and hot sauce just to switch it up. I definitely acknowledge the fact that I prefer white rice over brown rice, but I just think it tastes better. Whatever, no worries. But yeah, I feel really good. It's 9:40 right now, and typically at 9:40 over the past several nights, I'm feeling like shit. I'm feeling tired. There are more moments throughout the day, each day, that I feel lethargic, sluggish, slow, low energy, then there are moments of the day where I feel like, yeah, I'm killing it. I feel like I can take on the world. And today was the exact opposite. There was just one short moment in the day, right around that 3 o'clock range, where I felt like, I'm feeling it. And then I ate, and then I felt instantly better. So, eating more times throughout the day seemed to be helping. Eating more carbohydrates throughout the day seemed to be helping. And another thing that I changed today, for the second time, I took a cold shower in the morning. And I really think that might have something to do with the increase in energy, as it kind of gave me a kick in the butt or something like that. It gave me a pep in my step to start the day with. So a lot of cool things occurred today. Still feeling like I'm swamped with the amount of work that I have that I need to get done throughout the course of the next couple of days. But I don't know. I'm feeling very positive, very optimistic about the type of new strategies that I'm implementing as we continue on with this process. What else? One thing is, this is, I guess, something of an insecurity, but, well, let me give you the amount of calories I consumed today. 1,707 calories, 1,707 calories, which means I still have yet to do 35 burpees. That's 5 burpees per calorie over 1,700. My macros for the day, really good macros, and I didn't even do like whey protein or any kind of supplement. It was just all from food, which is really cool, and it makes me think like this is the best I've felt on the cut. It makes me not want to do protein powder anymore. For one, protein powder gives me farts. I fart frequently when I'm taking that stuff, and my farts don't smell as good, which suggests that my body is having perhaps a hard time digesting the protein powder, specifically when it's the thing I break my fast with. So I've got like 2 big things of protein powder that I'm still working through, and it's like I feel so much better today having not ingested any protein powder and getting my protein primarily from chicken. And it kind of makes me just want to stick with that. Like, fuck protein powder, let's just stick with eating chicken every day. And I enjoyed my meals so much, and they were so satiating today, that I really feel like I could just do this exact diet plan for like the next 20-30 days and be happy. My only concern is that I'm not personally weighing out the amount of food that I'm eating. So like I'm going to an establishment, I'm going to a restaurant, Flame Broiler, and for one, I spent $30 at one establishment for 3 different bowls of chicken and rice, or chicken and veggies, or a combination of those 3 items. Spent $30, got a great amount of protein, but the thing is, I didn't weigh the protein personally, I didn't weigh the rice personally, and I didn't weigh the veggies. So yeah, you can go online and you can see how each bowl is broken down into how much calories you're getting, but part of me just doesn't fully trust it. And perhaps I'm being too much of a control freak, but it almost feels like I have too much energy. It's like, should I even be allowed to be feeling the way that I do on a 1,700 calorie deficit? And I'm like even looking at myself in the reflection of this camera, and I don't know, maybe it's the sodium, but I have reservations about the amount of calories that I ate today and what was actually in the food that I ate today, because I'm not preparing it. So it's just something I'm thinking about. Moving forward, I think the adjustments, if there is an adjustment that I want to make, I want to stick close to what I experienced today so far as eating more routinely throughout the day, putting a higher emphasis on carbohydrates throughout the day, and getting my sources of protein from food as opposed to perhaps whey protein. But I think I will feel more comfortable moving forward just going to, let's say, Whole Foods and buying cooked chicken and ready-made rice. That way I can weigh it out. I know exactly what the food is and I know what's going into it. As healthy as Flame Broiler or Wawa Grill or other establishments like those places are or advertise, I still can't confirm, unless I'm weighing the food myself, I can't confirm how much I'm eating, and that makes me a little uncomfortable. If I were to be honest with you, I don't feel like I'm at 1,700 calories today. It feels like I had like 1,900. I don't even know how you calculate that. I don't even know how you say that. Like, oh, I feel like I had 1,900 calories today, but that's what it feels like. And the promise that I've made to myself is 1,700 calories, and I even if I am at 1,900 calories for the day, I'm still in a deficit, so that's great. But I'm not trying to break promises to myself at this point in the game. I'm not interested in breaking promises anymore. So yeah. I still got some spinach into my diet because I felt like I wasn't getting enough. But yeah, 173 grams of protein. All of that came from chicken. 144 grams of chicken from 3 different moments of 5.5 ounces of chicken, according to the nutritional menu on Flame Broiler. Then some protein from the oatmeal, the brown rice, the PB2, shit like that. And then 154 grams of carbs. Hail to the carbs, honestly. Hail to the carbs. I can't say enough about carbs because they really give me the fuel that I have been seeking. So things are good. We are making great adjustments in order to get through each day more smoothly and feeling better as we proceed through the day. One thing that I went to sleep with thinking about last night is just this realization: this will never be over. And what I mean by that is, like, yeah, the day will come where I finally get to 5% and I will have a version of my wonderfully carefully sculpted physique that I am so hell-bent on creating and presenting to the world. I will accomplish the goal, but for one, it's going to take longer than I would like. It's going to take weeks, fucking weeks of this diet, of this deficit. And then after I get to 5% and I go on a surplus, I still have to be mindful of what I'm eating. Sure, I could do a dirty bulk, and if I continue to work out consistently, I won't get super out of shape because my body will be able to metabolize a lot of the food that I'm eating on a dirty bulk. However, what would be the point of putting all this effort in to get like super shredded, extremely lean, just to ruin it all after, getting to 5% and then just eating cupcakes and ice cream and shit like that? It feels like it would be a disservice and just like a waste in general, as opposed to getting to 5%, celebrating, maybe having a cheat meal. I've already been talking to my partner about where I would like to go for my cheat meal. I'm thinking Szechuan, like some kind of spicy Asian cuisine, Chinese food. That's kind of what I have in mind, and I have to do more research for a good Szechuan place to go to. But yeah, I'm thinking like one cheat meal, and then we go up in calories to 3,000, 3,500, no more than 4,000 calories on a regular day. And for the most part, we focus on clean eating. The type of shit that I ate today, only times that by 2. Which another concern of mine is like, damn, my food bill is going to be fucking high if I'm eating clean food and eating twice as much as what I'm eating right now. Sounds amazing because I always have a big appetite, but then at the same time it's like, oh, that's going to be expensive. Because, like, for example, I spent $30 on meals today, so that would be $60 if I were to just multiply it. Granted, I'm sure there are more efficient ways of, spending money on a bulk, doing meal preps and buying, a big container of rice and a pound of chicken and shit like that. So there'll be strategies that I'll get to look further into when we're at that process, but I'm just planning ahead. Yeah. Well, that's the update for today. I'm gonna go do some burpees, maybe hop on the stationary bike because I really feel way too much energy for the deficit that I'm on. I'm gonna weigh myself tomorrow because I want to make sure that I'm consistently losing weight. At no point in the game should I see the scale go up. I really shouldn't. And if I do, then immediate adjustments need to be made to my diet and to my level of activity throughout the day. I'm constantly exercising or doing the NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I believe that's correct. But I'm constantly fidgeting, I'm constantly moving because yes, I do have a sedentary job, but I'm not allowing that to prevent me from staying active and keeping my body in motion with the intention to burn as much calories as I can throughout the day. But yeah, I think we're done for today's update. I should get better at ending these. I also admit another thing that I completely acknowledge is like I'm doing the best that I can right now in all regards. And to admit that out loud makes me feel good. But then at the same time I ask myself, how can I improve? How can I get better? How can my best become better? That's the question I'm asking myself, and I think that's a good place to be. Okay. I feel like I gained weight today. I feel like I ate more rice than I should have. But we will find out tomorrow, and even if I gained a pound, it's not the end of the world. I'll be disappointed, but I will just make adjustments for the next day. And perhaps eat less carbs and be low energy again. We're gonna find it. This is a lifestyle. It's gonna take weeks, it's gonna take months, it's gonna take years to build the iconic aesthetic physique. Last thing I'll say, I saw this video on my YouTube homepage from Greg Doucette, a YouTuber / fitness influencer who I've mentioned before, and he did a video called the top 10 aesthetic physiques of all time, and I was just like, damn, that's where I want to be, that's where I want to exist. Top 10 aesthetic physiques of all time. I've got a lot of work to do, so it doesn't matter how long it takes, we're looking at years. But let's get there.